Am I live? Yo, am I live? Are we live here? Yo. Nice. Okay, nice. Yo. Hello, people. Seku-Senpai here. We're back for some more Umineko When They Cry. Episode 3. Man. Found my notebook. Jeez. Here we are. Wait, I am live though, right? Right? I know I'm live on Twitch. Why can't I ever see if I'm live on YouTube? Because I'm assuming I'm live on YouTube. I'm just going to go on the assumption that I'm live over there too. But hello, people. Yep, we're live on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, sure, we're both live. Yeah, we're good. What am I talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? Man. But yeah, today's Tuesday. Last time we left off on interesting part with Ava. We saw more about Ava's character and background last week. We got to see, what did we learn about her last week? We learned about that past self with her and Cross going neck to neck like always, which really does suck. Ava's perspective. So, yo, Victor, welcome. Let me make sure I can actually see the chat too, because I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. And yeah, is my mic too loud? No, my mic's good. Jeez, my levels are kind of weird. But hey, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's week been so far? My week has been. Yesterday was kind of slow. Today's been better. In my personal life, I hurt my knee, so it's feeling better today. So I might have to take a break midstream and just stand up for a little bit. But other than that, it's been getting better. So, but yeah, anyways, let's get to this because I have nothing else to really say. I have nothing else to add. I might pull also neckties and bow ties. I'm not a bow tie person. I'm more so a necktie person than a bow tie, but in the end, wear a bow tie in, certain locations and neckties mainly in most places, but turn that volume, jeez. Oh, y'all can't hear anything. Why can't y'all hear anything? Oh, here you go. That's why. Yo, Genshin, no, welcome. Holding down the Twitch side. Yeah, we're on episode 3. Load it up. Yeah. What else happened last time? We went through a lot of the events skimmed over stuff, but yeah. Yeah, Beatrice confronted Maria. That scene happened. Everyone's on the island. Anything else? Is that about it? I think that's it, mainly. Oh, yeah! The other dude showed up. I almost forgot. Yeah, Renov, the homie, with his one monocle. Was monocle, meaning mono. One. Mono? Uno? It's one thing. So, yeah, Renov. Yeah, we got Renov over here. So, yeah, that was the big thing in the ending that I at least saw. Okay. So, it's back to Ava. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Maria speaking. Kinso-sama has already publicly displayed the locations of the Golden Witch under the epitaph under my portrait. And beyond. Okay, that's the conversation. Okay. Okay. If you discover the gold, I shall return everything to you. Okay. Okay, so she's reading the letter. Okay. I was like, yo, why am I talking like this? Like. Actually, this isn't too far off from Maria anyways. When Maria finished reading the letter that Beatrice had handed her, Everyone was at a loss for words for a while. And then, they all broke the silence once more. Mm-hmm. You said, I don't believe that. Okay. I think it's impossible. Yo, cross. Oh man. Transparent prank. Hey, got Rudolph. Yep. He always calls out Rosa. Rosa, jeez. Are you sure? Maybe. No, she wouldn't. I don't think she would. Only this vulgar, jeez. They're already arguing. I'm the one who wants to question you. Cross beat the table and stared at everyone. Since that included the children too, he scared most of them. No, dude, to Uncle Cross, yo, you doing good, man? Like, yeah. We can't be sure. I mean, yeah, it's not right to just eliminate that from complete possibility. This is messed up then. Huh. Yeah. Interpret the contents literally. Test, huh? Yeah. Yep. Oh, her younger self. I was like, who's was that? Okay. Oh boy. It does, yeah. Yeah, but given the ring, yeah, from their perspective, makes sense. Ooh. She's like, huh, it's my chance. Become the head. There you go. Go to the source. If y'all want to debate about it, then yeah, true. Wax clearly shows. Huh. She's calling you out, Cross, man. You gotta speak up. Oh, yo, God, I'm stuttering. Exactly. Prove it. We'll ask Dad directly. This dude Kinzo, you can't really pinpoint him to a single method. Also, if it comes to Beatrice. Yeah, man. Jeez. Man, yo, Ava is starting this today amp as heck. Jeez. Dang. Oh man. That's messed up. Well, who knows what will happen this time around. Dang, Rosa, you're gonna let her talk to you like that? In the beginning, the adults had all doubted the credibility of the letter. Rosa, why are you such an idiot? Oh, man. But after realizing that this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance in the inheritance struggle for the three younger siblings, Ava changed her position, claiming that the letter was authentic. They all doubted. Okay. Rudolph and Rosa caught on and agreed. Oh, catching on to Ava's. Okay. Okay, I follow. Oh, it's Yoshi. Okay. Uh-huh.
兄さん、責任を持ってその手紙は知らないという一言を引き出すのよ。
Yep.
機嫌が悪そうだからってビビってる場合じゃないんだからね。
Yo, we starting today, everyone mad. Oh man.
いい年してお父様が怖いなんてバッカみたい。へそかんで死んじゃえば。
Dang. Be careful what you wish for. Dang, she really got crossed in the corner. Let's have him sit down his chopsticks. Oh man. Put the chopsticks down. Stop eating your dumplings. Like. Okay.
ありがとう。ゴーダさんがデザートを持ってくるのをのんびり待ってるわ。
Yeah, there's that too. Probably screaming, "Oh, Beatrice!" Man, they say, "Yo, father," you just start screaming that. The four siblings, Natsuki and Hideyoshi, all rose from their seats forcefully and flew out into the hallway with a clatter. Afterwards, only the children, stunned completely speechless, Nanjo, who looked uncomfortable, and Kiri, who just shrugged, were left. Okay, so all the siblings went upstairs. Let's see how this goes down. In the middle of all this was Maria, who looked a little scared at the adults' sudden change. However, judging from her appearance, she didn't look like she realized the full meaning of what she just read. Everyone's sitting down, and then all of a sudden, instantly, all the adults just amp. Yep, they desperately need money.
You
say that, George, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, it is their personal problems, but I don't know, man. Huh. That is nasty. Yo, seeing them showing off their greed like that. Has to believe that we'll be happy. Yo, what? Uh-huh. We couldn't accept it at all, but we laid down our arms for the time being. We'd been vaguely aware of how filthy this family conference was going to be. However, after that 6-year blank, I couldn't help but being shocked. When he saw that the children were completely dejected, Dr. Nanjo cleared his throat uncomfortably. He's going to say something?
お若い皆さんとは関係のないことですよ。忘れてしまいましょう。
Okay, Nanjo. I see. At least you're trying to do something about it. As one of the few adults there. Yeah, and Kiri too. Yeah.
でも今は忘れてあげて。
Forget about it for now.
あなたたちの将来を少しでも
Yo, there's 2 more days in this conference or something. Or 1 more day. Yo.
そしてやがて傷つき帰ってくるお父さんたちをどうかそんな冷
Please
た
don't
い目
look
で
at your
迎えないで
injured parents will cold eyes when they come back. How could you not, though? After how they just acted?
いくらキリエさんの頼みでもそれは難しいぜ。
Like,
そう割り切れるなら
if we could be having an explanation
子
like
供な
that.
んてやってねえぜ。
Huh.
わーい、みんな幸せ。暗くなるのダメ。
Can't get dark? What are you talking about,
信
Maria?
じて。みんなで幸せになれるって信じないと幸せが逃げちゃう。
Yeah, Maria trying to keep these positive vibes going.
みんなで信じないとダメだもん。
Or what not?
いい話ね。私も信じるわ。私たちは幸せになれるわよ。
Happiness.
キリエおばさん、ありがとう。
Isn't it nighttime right now, or is it daytime?
ベアト
Or
リーチ
evening?
も信じないと魔法が
I'm just looking out the window there. I'm just like, what the
いつも
heck?
言ってる。
Kira rose from her seat quietly, went over to Maria, and crouched down so that their eyes met.
おーい。キリエおばさんが信じてくれた。あとバトラとジェシカお姉ちゃんが信じないとダメ。
Battler and Jessica.
二人とも強いもの。すぐに元気になってそうしてくれるわよ。それより教えてほしいの。
When Kiri-san said that, Jessica, George, Aniki, Dr. Nanjo, and I all listened closely. It looked like our parents were so concerned with the inheritance problem that grandfather filled their minds. But we wanted to ask Maria about something simpler. Where'd she get the letter from?
何？
Who gave her the letter? Or something like
マ
that?
リアちゃんにその手紙を渡したのって
Okay, so okay.
誰？
Gonna be talking about Beatrice. The lovely Beatrice, man.
肖像画に書かれている魔女の？
傘と一緒にこの手紙もくれたの。
Yeah.
そしてね、マリアのバラが折れちゃってたのを魔法で直してくれたの。
Yeah. Yeah, she did that. I remember
何
that.
でもできるすごい魔女なの。
No. It appears
詳し
so.
く聞かせてくれるかしら。
She said, be specific. Give me the deets. Okay, 7 at... I don't know what time. It's 7 a.m. or 7 p.m.? I think it's 7 p.m. because that makes sense. Yeah, now it's 7 p.m. Okay, I follow. Without even being allowed to wait for dessert, we were all chased out of the room. I heard that in the end, our parents were unable to get grandfather to respond. Well, I hate to say it, but I feel like giving grandfather a high five right now. He was probably pretty satisfied with how his strange letter had given his children a good shock, since they'd all been so infatuated with an inheritance problem while grandfather was still alive. I also feel that our despicable parents had gotten what they deserved in all this confusion. But I couldn't really say that I was feeling great. I felt all sulky. Apparently grandfather hadn't seemed concerned with the whole thing, but he also hadn't denied anything about the letter either. When talking about the witch's letter, grandfather's name kept popping up. If grandfather knew that someone was stealing his name, then concerning his character, he'd probably be mad with rage. That makes sense. But even though grandfather now knew the contents of that letter, he coldly ignored it. So did that count as a silent yes? Aunt Ava and Dad were trying to interpret the letter in their favor, their greed clearly visible. Beatrice Genji in a dress. Oh yeah, we still have that whole dress situation going on there. Man, is it Genji in a dress? Is it Goda in a dress? Man, it wouldn't have mattered so much if that was all. But the adults had now started focusing on Maria, who had received the letter. Okay. They kept pounding her with questions about who had given it to her. What the heck is this? Oh. Someone subscribed. Oh. I have notifications on them? Okay. Cool. Maria repeated over and over again that she'd gotten it from Beatrice, but there was no way such a mysterious person could have sneaked onto the island. After all, this island's small, and there's no one living on it outside the Ushiromiya family household. Maria kept repeating that she'd gotten it from Beatrice no matter how many times she was asked. The adults seemed to think she was trying to trick them, so they didn't hold back and questioned her until she broke out into tears. Yup. Man, these adults over here, like, basically harassing this child. When Maria was released, she sobbed, all worn out from crying. After our parents ordered us to go to the guest house and take Maria with us. They shut themselves up in the dining hall and started getting louder and louder as they discussed the inheritance. What a bunch of children. Big children. It seemed that because of the strange letter, Uncle Cross's chances of becoming the next head might have been reduced to a blank slate. In exchange for accepting him, my dad and the rest were trying to swindle Uncle Cross out of a lot of money or something like that. Disgusted as we were, Jessica and I were happy to move over to the guest house. We didn't want to be under the same roof as those filthy adults, their heads so filled with thoughts about money. George Aniki pleaded on our parents' behalf, saying that he wanted us to understand them. I understood his reasoning. No matter how filthy this talk of money was, it wouldn't go away if you just closed your eyes on it. But even so, how could they sink so low as to overtly fight over the money of the dead? Kind of is sad. This wind is no joke. Yeah, this is a nasty situation, though. They're over there arguing. Like aunts and parents, uncles, parents. I feel bad for Maria here, though. Maria had cried herself dry and was hiding in her bed. She hadn't even twitched for a while, so she was probably sleeping.
Maria-chan wa itai dare ni ano tegami o moratta ndaro ne?
Beatrice. Or Genji and a Beatrice cosplay, like.
それはもう聞いちゃダメだぜ。マリアがベアトリーチェにもらったって言うなら、それでいいじゃねえかよ。
これ以上マリアを泣かせたくないしな。
Even though we said that, we couldn't clear away the gloomy feeling.
この島には今18人しかいないんだよ。そこにこの雨の中、未知の19人目が
George, why you continue this conversation? They obviously don't want to. Then there was a game Maria on the side. I mean, I guess like he's concerned about another person being around, possibly, but.
おそらく、あの肖像画のドレスをシャノンあたりにでも着てもらって、うまくマリアと口裏を合わせたってことじゃねえのかな。
Shannon or someone.
もっともマリアの場合、あのドレスを見たらそれだけでベアトリーチェだと信じちまいそうだけどな。
Possibly.
誰が渡したかなんてどうでもいい問題かもしれないな。大事なのは差出人だろう。要はじい様が黄金の魔女の名を語って一波乱を起こしたかったってことなんだぜ。まったく人騒がせなじじいだぜ。
The most likely answer is that our occult-loving grandfather was playing around, handing the letter over to Maria, who shares the same hobby as he does in such a dramatic way. They thought it was Kinzo dressed up? Like, though he failed to give any thought for what Maria would have to go through, making it a pretty crappy thing to do.
たく、マリアの純真な心をもてあそびやがって。手紙を渡したのが誰でもいいさ。マリアがベアトリーチェにもらったって言うんだから、そういうことにしてやろうぜ。
If you want to.
同感だよ。そうし
Okay.
よう。子供にとってのサンタクロースみたいな存在が、マリアちゃんにとってはベアトリーチェなんだろうね。
Huh. Yeah, in a way,
19人
basically,
目もサンタクロースも
she idolizing her.
俺たちが認めてやれば、それは少なくとも
They'll
マリアの
at
中では
least
いるとい
exist.
うこと
Yep.
になるわけだ。
Mm-hmm.
なるほど。子供の夢を守るための嘘って。
he's like, oh, good excuse. Yeah, you can lie to children.
お
Hmm?
どうしたんだよ、ジェシカ。
What's up?
まだ腹を立ててるのかよ。
Why is she upset? Jessica had her hand down her chin as though there was something that she couldn't understand. When I called out to her, she came to her senses. Yeah, what's up?
ごめん。いやさ、マリアが会ったのは本当にベアトリーチェだったってことがあるんじゃないかな。
She's a believer. Possible
それは
believer.
どういう意味だよ。この島に19人目の人間がいるって言いたいのか？
マリアちゃんの言うことを心から信じたなら、そういう答えに行き着くだろうね。
Yeah.
いや、そういうのじゃなくて、
What do you mean?
昔からこの島には私たちの知らない誰かが住んでるんじゃないかって話はあったんだよな。
Uh-huh.
住ん
Okay.
でるってどこに？
Yeah, what's this?
森の中にさ。
In the forest. What is Jessica talking about? Person in the forest. So there's someone out there in the forest, in like a little shack? The adults were gathering in the dining hall, spending a long time continuing the discussion. That is creepy. That is creepy, though. Not going to deny that. Like, you think you're on this island alone? Nah, this one over there, they got like a little shack or some tree house or something. Like, or maybe they got a bunker. Who knows? Cross strongly claimed that the letter was a simple prank, but he couldn't overturn the claim that Kinzo's failure to deny the letter was answer enough. Judging by Kinzo's character, if he knew that the letter had been written in his name, he wouldn't be mad with rage. Since all of the siblings knew that Cross had no choice but to withdraw his claim, without even having to summarize it, the contents of the letter were simple. The person who could solve the witch's epitaph would receive the headship and assets. This did a lot of damage to Cross, who had been sure that he would receive the headship, and it was better news than the rest of them, who had already given up, could have hoped for. What? Okay. I read that weird. However, there were some points that worried them. The person who solved the epitaph was not limited to a member of the Ushiromiya family. Taken literally, anyone, no matter how doubtful their origin, might receive the headship. And furthermore, this meant there is a chance that all the Ushiromiya family's assets would be stolen by some unknown person. Okay. In that sense, it was definitely not a situation where even the other siblings could afford to lower their guard. Had this letter come from an assassin sent by Kinzo calling himself Beatrice? Or was it the scheme of some unknown person trying to steal the Ushiromiya family's wealth? They still didn't know the truth, but they could say one thing for certain. Maria had received this problematic letter today on this island. In other words, someone planning something to do with that letter was on this island today. Yep. That's indisputable. Someone gave her the letter. Had it been up to Kinzo, one of the four siblings, or maybe some unknown person, no matter how much they suspected each other, they couldn't reach a conclusion. After getting tired of bickering with each other, they finally reached the extremely obvious conclusion that doubting each other was just a waste of time. After like 8 hours of yelling with each other, we decided we're wasting our time.
無駄な時間を費やしたものだよ。
Yep.
そうね。兄さんが気づいてくれるだけでこれ以上を浪費しなくて済むわ。
手紙の差出人がお父様と確定したわけではありませんよ。
It's not certain that father sent the letter. Yeah.
会話の成り立たないあなたに主人が呆れ果てただけです。
Dang. Okay, Natsu. How's Ava going to
会
retort?
話が成り立たないのはどっちよ。私が何か言うたびにあなたは怒鳴ってばかり。そんな無様で後ろ宮家にふさわしいと本気でお思いなのかしら。
予算か、エヴァ。
Yo, Hideyoshi said, yo, chill out. I had enough of this arguing.
一度終わった話やで。
I mean, what did Natsu even say? It's not certain that father, my husband merely... Yeah, she was just saying her thing, and then Ava came in antagonistic with her response. Why he gotta call out both? I guess he's trying, his wife and stuff, so...
一度ここで頭を冷やさない？冷たいものでも持ってきてもらいましょうよ。
そうね。頭を冷やした方が賢明そう。
Yeah, all y'all chill out, chill out. Or at least some of you.
したくなってきたんじゃない？
How you doing, Rudolph?
機嫌が悪そうだからね。一服の方は遠慮するぜ。
Yeah.
だが冷たい方は賛成だ。
Huh.
ロザ、
Hey, get some... Everyone chill.
に水を
Give Ava two. Yo, give her twice the amount. Man.
わかったわ。
Okay. This is nice, though. Everyone's, calming down a bit. Rosa headed over to the extension telephone in a corner of the room and called the servant room. She then passed on what Rudolph had told her to the person on the other end. Okay. Who's that person? The vicious bickering up until now vanished, as though it had been a lie. That silence continued until Goda finished setting the table and retreated from the room. Yeah, Goda, do you want to get out of there? It is a storm.
何かご入り用のものはございますでしょうか？
ありません。もう下がりなさい。
You said, say no more.
それでは失礼いたします。
Yep.
何かございましたらいつでもお呼びください。
But he's probably just happy to serve. After listening to the sound of Goda's footsteps disappear off into the distance, everyone took a deep breath at the same time to break the tension.
本当にすごい雨ね。
Indeedo.
19人目の魔女は今頃バラ庭園の東屋で雨宿りでもしているのかしら。
どうか雨はしのげるかもしれないけど、少し肩を冷やしそう
Wait,
ね。
what'd she say exactly? The show's ran. I wonder if this 19 person. Okay. They live in the rose garden.
謎の19人目の来訪者か。ちょいと推理小説っぽくて面白い話やな。
Man, excuse me.
普通この手の話は18人の中の誰かが語ってるだけで、実際には存在せんと相場が決まっとるんや。
私は源氏たちが怪しいと
Ooh,
見られてい
Natsu going to go straight up and suspect the servants, Genji and the others?
ますやはりどんな難癖をつけてでも片翼のわしの使用人たちは全て解雇した方が良かったんです。
まあそういうの。
That's kind of
長く
messed up.
勤めてくれた恩もあ
Yeah.
る。もちろん気は許せん。
They want to let you go down. I guess that is true.
兄さんもお父様の仕業かどうかはともかく。
That whether or not father was
あの
behind
手
this.
紙をマリアちゃんに渡したのは使用人の誰かだろうという点では同意するのね。
A bit like,
何しろ私たちは夕食までずっと仲良く団らんをしていたじゃないか。
huh.
兄弟全員にアリバイがある。
Yeah, everyone has an
マリアに
alibi.
手紙を
Yeah.
渡せたのは使用人の誰かだけ。
Yeah, that's true. Where are all the cousins at?
使用人の人たちもみんな
Oh yeah, they were all inside talking with each other. But all the
ベ
servants,
ッドブレイ
what?
クとかで忙しくてバラ庭園のマリアのところへ行く余裕なんかなかったって言ってたし。
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
おいおい、じゃあ何だってんだよ。まさか森の魔女ベアトリーチェ様がお越しになって、
Well,
本当にマリアちゃんに手紙を渡したって
that's what it sounds like. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
ローザ、昔は信じててすごい怖がってたもん。
Dang, got a teaser about it.
あんたまさかいい年してまだ信じてるの？
At this age,
森の
man.
魔女。
If she did exist, I'd love for her to appear. But no matter how much I wish, she didn't appear before me even once. She didn't save me from my crisis. Yo, she said, and she didn't save me, so she don't exist.
でも18人全員が自分は違うと言っている以上、本当に19人目がいるのかもって思っただけなの。
そんなんあらへんで。第一、船で来たのはわしらだけや。
Unless they're already here.
謎の乗船者なんぞわしらは姿も見とらん。まさかこの荒海を泳いで渡ってきたっちゅうんか。
They're insane. That person who's here is insane if that's the case. Oh, man.
理屈ではそうね。この隔絶された島に招かれていない客が一人隠れているというのは常識的に考えがたいんだけれど。
Difficult to imagine.
どうもその可能性を捨てきれない人たちがいるみたいね。
Yeah. Hideyoshi had laughed it off, saying there couldn't be a 19th person, but Kiri had sensitively picked up on the delicate atmosphere among the four siblings. Ooh. In a normal situation, there shouldn't have been any uninvited guests on this small, isolated island. How would they come? Well, how would they have come here, and from where, and where were they hiding? And why hadn't they appeared openly, even though they had sent a letter in their name? They're shy? Nothing could explain that. But not only had the four siblings not joined in on Hideyoshi laughing, they also seemed unable to completely deny in their hearts the possibility of a 19th person.
キリエさん、
What's up?
誤解しないでいただきたいが、別に私たちはおとぎ話じみた魔女伝説などこればかりも信じちゃう。
またお父様を侮辱する話ですか。
Natsu said, "Don't you dare insult Kinzo with this."
お父様への裏切りです。
He was laughing at all this.
ねえでもあのお父様ですもの。あるいは本当にねえ。
Just possible, but not affirmative.
私は
Yo,
知らないわ。
affirmative.
なんや
Jeez.
なんや。何を見学になった
How
の
many
や。
people say that word on a daily basis?
どういうことや。
Huh.
つまり魔女伝説は笑い話でもなんでもなく事実だっちゅうんか。
Yo, not.
そんなアホな。
Oh man, I don't want to think about that. Yo, now Natsu is devoted to Kinzo. She says anything just to defend the dude.
大きにまたがって空を飛ぶ魔女なんて。
You can't say anything to Kinzo without Natsu. He like.
だが、あの肖像画に
Oh man.
本当にこの島に存在したかもしれない。
Might really have.
秀吉さん、魔女とかの話じゃなくてもっとシンプルな話みたいよ。つまりこういうことね。
Okay, explain.
ベアトリーチェという名の愛人をお父さんがこの島のどこかに隠れ住まわせ
Had
てい
a
たのではないか
mistress, yeah.
とみんなは疑っている。
It's something that was spoken of before.
そういうことかしら。
お父様は自己を厳しく律する模範的な方です。
Yo, Yo, why do you have to point that out? Oh man, now every time Natsu says something defending Kinzo, it's like, and then now they're talking about the mistress. Yo, Natsu, watch yourself.
そのような
Oh
汚らわしい
boy.
存在を島に連れ込むなど到底考えられません。
Oh jeez. Natsu snapped at them immediately, but it looked like the four siblings and crossed didn't agree. Natsu mistress all along. And she keeps speaking after hearing that and her saying this now. It's like, yo, from the beginning it had. I know that's not the case, maybe, but, jeez, it had been whispered that Kinso had built a mansion on this island specifically because of the existence of an entrancing mistress. Yep. Okay. Beatrice. Nazi trees. Nazi trees. Okay. It is a large, yeah. It's a big island. So it's not impossible for another person on there. Imagine like a whole other society on this island that they don't know about. Like, jeez. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. Heebie-jeebies. Beginning people thought it might be somewhere inside this mansion. It's a hidden room where that... Huh. Yeah, you're kind of right about that, Rudolph. That none of us know about. Huh.
お母様は存命中。よくお父様の不在をついて屋敷内をしらみつぶしに探し回ってたわね。ルドルフが言ったことをお母様も疑ってたのよ。
Where was he?
どこかに秘密の扉や階段があって、その中に金髪の愛人が隠れていると信じていたわ。
It's hard to believe, but there are some actual examples in other countries of people cheating with someone over a period of several decades by making them live in a hidden attic room. Really? Furthermore, Kinzo had a mansion this extravagant. It was possible to suspect the existence of a hidden room. It's some creepy stuff, actually. Someone living in your house the whole time? See, it's one thing, like, there's just a person on the island with you and you just did not know about them. But someone inside your house? And you don't know about it? Okay, my closet door is closed. Got me, like, a little paranoid. Turn my volume a bit.
俺やローザがガキの頃は、そりゃ雷雨の夜に森から聞こえてくる木々のざわめきに怯えたもんさ。その木々の間から不気味な何かが様子を伺ってるんじゃないかなんて妄想。ガキだったら誰でも考える自然なものさ。
Was that whole story? Okay.
俺やローザがそう訴えるのを聞いて、
It was more than their imagination, yeah.
では済まさない連中もいたってことなんだろうね。
Duh. True.
そうだろ、姉貴。
Duh.
私や兄さんはこの島に隠れ住んでいる愛人が人目を忍んで出歩いていたのを偶然あんたたちが目撃したのではないかと考えていたわ。
It seems well, yeah.
もちろんお母様もね。
古い使用人たちの中にも深夜の屋敷内に肖像画の魔女が徘徊しているというような怪談が語られていた。
Yeah.
私はそれを表向き怪談として笑い捨てていたが、内心は秘密の愛人の存在を十分に疑っていたよ。
となると、この島に19人目の何者かがいるかもしれないってのは全くバカバカしい話でもないっちゅうことなんか。
Exactly. That's what they're getting to the gist
いる
of.
かもしれないわけか。
Yeah.
よくルドルフさんの言う
That's
悪魔の証明というやつになったわね。19人目がいることは証明可能だけれど、19人目が存在しないことは証明不能。私たちはベアトリーチェという名の人物が島のどこかに潜んでいることを前提に議論を進めるべきなの。
okay. I see where Kira's going with this.
危機管理の基本としては正しいね。
Of risk management. Huh.
いるわけがないと思うよりは、いるかもしれないと用心する方がはるかにマシだろうよ。
Okay.
そうやな。
Curious how this discussion will go then.
ちょいと不用心が過ぎたわ。ローザさん、さっきは笑ってすまんかったな。
Okay, Hideyoshi.
別に気にしてないです。
And what's Ava going to say? Hideyoshi apologized deeply for taking the worst case scenario lightly, despite calling himself the president of a company. Ouch. Youch. What movie was that from? Ants. Have anyone seen Ants? Silence Fell Again. It's like what, a 1998 movie? 1996? DreamWorks movie or something? Preparing for the existence of a 19th person would mean, in effect, acknowledging the presence of some unknown person hidden on the island. And since this person might be planning something shady, it was only natural that this conversation would turn in an ominous direction.
親父殿はかつて不意に所在を知らせずに姿を消すことがあった。何しろ静寂を好むお人だからな。わざと所在を知らせずどこかの書庫に閉じこもっているなどということは別に不思議なことではなかったよ。しかし魔女伝説が愛人説にすり替わり、やがてそれはこっそり愛人のもとへ通っているのではないかと囁かれるようになった。末期のおふくろは疑心暗鬼の塊だったからな。突然大騒ぎして使用人たちに
Okay, yeah, the mother.
今すぐ親父を探せなんて騒ぎ始めることがあったっけ。
Interesting.
あったわね。晩年のお母様はそんなことばかりだったから。未だに
During
そ
her
の怖い
late...
雰囲気
Stop
が
bumping
拭
into
え
the
ない
mic,
わ。
Seku. Sorry.
今だから言える。かわいそうな人だったわ。
Person to be pitied. Interesting. It's just whenever they mention their mother and stuff, it's just like...
その大々的な家探し
That's why the,
どうだったんや。
the NTR, man. Jeez. When-
何か見つかったか。
that's all I have on the image of their mother. Whenever they mention the mother, it's just like, yo, she was only worried about the cheating and everything. And it's like, that sucks. So then what happened with those large-scale searches in the house? Did they find anything? Let's go back. I have to read that one line. Okay. Never mind.
いいえ、隠し部屋はおろか、一度たりともお父様が発見されたことはないわ。
Where is he
そ
found?
していつも、それからだい
He
ぶ
would
時間
just show
が経っ
up.
てからひょっと
Interesting.
どこからか
But no one knows where he was.
どこかの書庫で昼寝していたとか、風に誘われて浜辺を散歩していたとか、なんとか言ってね。
Probably hanging out with Beatrice.
でも、それらの場所は、
Walk on the
いず
beach.
れも使用人たちが必ず探している場所。お父様がどこに行っていたのかはいつもわからなかった。当時からお父様はオカルトに傾倒していることが有名だったから。
Occultic inclinations.
一部
Okay.
の使用人たちは蝶にでも化けてバラ庭園を待っていたのだろうなんて嘘吹いていたっけ。
Wow.
つまり
Quite the...
お父さんは誰も知らないどこかへ姿を消すことが
頻繁にあったのね。
Exactly. Kinzo disappeared. No one knows where he went. And he just said, I just was on the beach. I felt like walking around here.
親父は屋敷の外へ行っているのだろうという見解になっ
That might have been somewhere outside.
た。だが屋敷の外ったってそれほど大した場所はない。となると残るのは広大な森だ。
Yup. And did none of you venture into the forest?
と融合してできた仮説はこうだった。親父は実は森のどこかに
The
隠し屋敷
hidden mansion somewhere in the forest.
そこにベアトリーチェという名の愛人を住まわせていて、時折通っているんじゃないかってわけだ。
That'd be interesting.
私も当時は若くてね。
Okay, Cross, what you gotta
親父
say?
の浮気の現場を抑えてやろうと意気込み表へ出る親父の後をつけようとしたことも
Oh! What
も
happened?
ちろん失敗したよ。
Don't tell me you lost him.
親父は表へ出るとき異様に人目を嫌い、誰かに見られてないか警戒していた。
Hold up, did you just say you were following him? When I was young time, I was eager to find out where he lived, so I followed him when he went outside. So he followed him outside, but
それこそ異常なくらい。
he lost sight of him? Okay, I guess that's what happened.
だから逆に確信したよ。家人に知られてはならぬ理由で出かけているに違いないとね。
そら愛人のところへ出かけるんや。
Walburga Osterich. Let me write that down. Walburga Osterich. I'll have to look that up after this. See, got to read up on that story.
一目も忍ぶやろな。
Uh-huh. After seeing Hideyoshi nod and say yes, yes, as though it was quite obvious, Eva got a little sullen. Yeah, Eva hasn't said anything in the past minute.
西洋かぶれのお父様が自分の夢をまるでスケッチブックに描くみたいに実現したのがこの島なのよ。すべてがお父様の思い通りの島。
Huh.
愛人を住まわせる隠し屋敷があっても何の不思議もない。
Ava's words spoke up for what all the siblings had come to think. For a while, the room turned to silence again, and everyone listened to the sound of the rain, wind, and rain. There's a hidden mansion on this island, and Kinzo's mistress had been living there in hiding for a long, long time. Everyone thought they were being too suspicious, and they hesitated for a long time without speaking. But everyone shared a common opinion. Kiri, who had been listening the whole time with her eyes closed, spoke to no one in particular.
そのお父様の愛人の噂はいつ頃から？
How long has it?
この島に引っ越してきた当初からだから。
30 years ago.
あれこれ30年くらい前だな。
So ever since you moved to the island.
何しろ隠し屋敷の工事なんて俺たちが島に来ちまったら無理だろ。人とか機材の出入りがあるもんな。
Yeah.
すぐにバレちまうさ。
Been exposed too quickly yet?
だから可能だとしたら俺たちが引っ越してくる以前、多分俺たちがまだ小田原に住んでいた頃にこの屋敷の工事と一緒に済ましていたんだろうな。
お父様は家族生活と愛人との生活の2つを両立させようと最初から想定していたと考えるのが妥当なんでしょうね。多分愛人との関係は小田原時代にまで遡るでしょうし。
Yeah, it's not impossible to knock that out too, yeah. If it started as far as back then, yeah.
彼女によってもたらされたとするなら小田原時代にはもう信仰があったと見るべきだろう。
Oh, that's a bad stretch.
莫大な黄金を貸し付けられるだけの信頼関係
だ。
どれほどの古い縁か想像もつかんない。
Yeah.
おそらくお父様が事業で成功する上で何か貴重な助言をしてくれたのでしょう。それに恩を感じ その人物が黄金を与えてくれたというような言い方をしたと考えるのが自然です。そうと考えれば、その後も親交があったのは当然でしょう。それはおそらく愛人というただれた関係ではなく、後宮家の危機を救った恩人としてに違いありません。
夏樹さんの言うのも一理あるかもわからんな。だが仮にそうでも隠し屋敷を作って住まわせるってのはちょいと行き過ぎた話やろな。
Maybe.
恩だけでは計れん感情があったんとちゃうか。
まあ全ては憶測だ。
Yeah, it's all speculation, so yeah.
その隠し屋敷は誰も見つけたことがね。
Well, it's a big island, so who's to say that? Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to make this island. I forgot about that. Dude wanted to trying to cover up Reeves and the mates. That's what this was. He's trying to like really not think too hard about it. Man, I forgot this dude wanted to make this island to a resort or something. This dude Cross. What the heck?
ひょっこり見つかるかもしれねえぜ。案外そこに黄金もあったりするかもな。
お前はロッケン島を宝島か何かだとでも思っているのかね。
Well, you do have that one block of gold.
とぼけないでよ。
I remember that.
兄さんがリゾート開発と称して島の全域調査を計上しようとしてた
Or
のを知
ingot.
ってるのよ。
Block of gold. Was it Minecraft?
例のトラブルのごたごたでできなくなっちゃったそうだけどね。
なんだか知らんが誤解だな。島の調査はリゾート化の第一段階として極めて当然のことだ。
Cross tried to play dumb, but it was plainly obvious to his siblings who knew him so well. Cross was definitely sure of the existence of a hidden mansion, and under the pretense of opening a resort, he had been closely investigating the island, searching for a clue as to the location of the hidden gold. They couldn't tell whether that conviction was just him overthinking things or whether it was based on some physical proof. Still, if Cross, with all his guile, was sure, that was enough proof for the other siblings to be sure too.
森に魔女が住んでるっちゅうのはそのまんまおとぎ話やが。
Oh man, yo, chat is yo, the comments in chat today are just too funny. Ushiromiya Trump. Yo.
森の中に誰も知らない屋敷があって、金髪の姉ちゃんがひっそり隠れ住んどるっちゅうのも十分おとぎ話やな。
そうね。シチュエーションだけだったらまるで童話か何かみたいね。ローザ、そういうの好きでしょ。
What was that? I'm like half paying attention. The story of the witch living in the forest is obviously a fairy tale, but the one blonde girl living in it isn't much better. Okay. Yo,
この島に
Rosa.
屋敷を建てた頃は親父殿の特に全盛期だ。
Uh-huh.
金に物を言わせてどんな妄想も実現しただろう。
Guile? Guile. Guile? Guile. That makes sense. Guile. Thank you for that. I read it. Guile is pronounced Guile. Okay. Guile. Thank you. When the mansion was built, the island father was at the highest prosperity. Okay.
森の中にひっそり佇む魔女の屋敷。親父の好きそうなシチュエーションだ。
だな。オカルトチックというか、メルヘンチックというか。親父の趣味って気がするぜ。
On this island, on which the Ushiromiya family had lived for 30 years now, a hidden mansion that no one knew about had been quietly built to house a witch about whom nothing was known except what could be guessed from a portrait. Even this vastly thrown together theory, might not be completely delusional, considering all of Kinzo's strange habits and his vast wealth. Oh, that's the end. Okay. The way I
お
read
父さん
that.
がそういう夢を思い描いて隠し屋敷を建てることは不可能じゃないかもしれない。でも現実的な話、
Okay.
その隠し屋敷に愛する女性を不自由なく何十年にもわたって住まわせることなんて可能なのかしら。
Now you think about it, yeah, if it's been 30 years since this mansion's been built on the island, then yeah, that makes sense.
愛さえあれば可能なんじゃない？
If there was love, it could be doable. With the power of love, she stayed in this hidden mansion by
愛する女
herself,
性が健やかに過ごせるような
while
設備
Kinzo was in this house with his family.
それもお父さんなりのね。それはたとえ規模が小さかったとしても趣向を凝らした快適な邸宅に違いない。そしてそれを維持するには電気、ガス、水道、あるいは身の回りの世話に人間も必要かもしれない。
Do they need that much?
食事の世話だって大変でしょうね。
Cooking would be quite difficult.
服や化粧品、日用品。
What?
女の身の回りは簡単じゃないわ。それだけのも
Okay.
のを
I have no say in that. I don't know about that. That's
可能なのかしら。
huh. When you say it that way, oh, speaking. So it sounds like a weak point out there. Yeah.
それでも親父ならやってのけるかもしれんという気持ちは残る。何しろあの親父だからな。
そうね。あのお父様だものね。
お父様はやり遂げることは何があってもやり遂げます。常人には難しいから無理だろうという理由はお父様に関してだけは当てはまらないでしょう。
親父殿に関してだけは見くびらん方がいい。
Yep.
親父の狂気は常人の思考では理解
His madness. Did you fall into madness? Soul Eater? I wouldn't be put to pass that, Kinzo. As long as you stick to this phrase, a considerable amount of credibility can dwell in any absurd story. However, that didn't cause the importance of what Kiri has said to waver. This was different from stealthily raising a kitten in a cardboard box and keeping it from a secret from your parents. Taking care of a person in a secret over a period of 30 years would be an incalculably massive task. That is.
お父さんの黄金伝説はロッケン島を取得する前からや。
Started before he came in possession of. Okay, interesting.
その愛人との縁は30年以上ということになるな。
Little gnat over here flying
今い
around.
くつなんや。下手をしたらわしらと同じかそれ以上の年齢とちゃうか。
Yeah.
体にもボロが出る年頃のはずや。どんな屋敷か知らんが人目に触れんようなほとんど軟禁に近い生活はそう快適とは言えんやろな。
そうね。お父様が語るベアトリーチェについての話が正しいならその縁は30年以上。当時は魅惑的な若い女性だったかもしれないけど今は私たちと同格のタフな食えない女と考えるのが妥当でしょうね。
Some rando is calling me. Spam call. I heard like my phone vibrate. I was like, what the heck?
それは容易に想像できるわ。
Low key accusing Kumasawa.
お前が言うか。
Wait, what did he say exactly? That's the father told about she might have been. Huh? That makes sense, yeah. Cross laughed as if none of this applied to him. Of course, Ava was offended, but she didn't strike back. This dude Cross really thinks he's untouchable.
そして俺たちの想像が本当なら親父の遺産問題に 彼女は胸を張って参加したいはずなんだ。
And she should be joining in.
何しろ、お袋と違い、相思相愛だった可能性が高いからな。本人には愛人の自覚と同時に正妻としての誇りもあるかもしれない。
それはお母様への侮辱にあたりますよ。
ああ、すまん。だが親父とお袋が親戚の長老たちによる政略結婚だったことは誰も。
I did not know that, or if they did mention it before, I forgot about that. So the political marriage decided for that. Okay, interesting.
だからこそ、
Huh.
親父に愛人がいてもおかし
Okay,
くない
that okay.
確信できるわけだがな。
That's interesting. So Kinzo was put through, which actually would make sense considering what George is going through. In the beginning of the last chapter with Ava and everything, you know, that was. Oh wait, I didn't read that. The family sank after the Great Kanto earthquake, and the father grandfather said, okay, yeah, we know about that. However, in the beginning, the elder relatives treated Kinzo like a dummy and influenced him powerfully, almost like he was a puppet. He was permitted to decide anything by himself, not even his marriage partner. Ever since he'd met the Golden Witch Beatrice in those distant days, Kinzo's legend of the Gold Witch was quickly embellished into something dramatic. In other words, it could mean that Kinzo really did find a woman he loved. If she also knew the whole story, even if they weren't marriage partners, it wouldn't have been odd for her to consider herself his true wife inside her heart. And now, the person registered as his true wife was already dead.
となると、財産権どころか家督争いにも食い込む気満々ってことになるで。
Yeah.
なるほどな。この手紙の趣旨が少しだけ見えてきたよ。碑文の謎を解く者に家督を。そういう意味か。
仮にその愛人が後ろ宮家に序列を得ていたとしても、その序列はお父様の血を直接引かない以上子供に劣る。つまり序列はローザより一つ下ね。とても家督争いに加われるようなレベルじゃないわ。
What?
そういうことか。魔女の碑文を解けば。
Yeah.
序列に関係なく
Regardless of rank. Yep.
つまり全く可能性のないベアトリーチェにとって最も有利な条件ってわけだ。
The revival of the Ushiromiya family was made possible by the gold Beatrice had bestowed. Okay, I read that. Okay. That was quite a distinguishing service she had provided. She had built that wealth together with Kinzo, so it was natural that she would think of herself as the one who should inherit it. It would also be natural for her to despise the thought of giving it up to the children of the wife Kinzo never loved. Okay. Okay, I follow that.
仮に愛人が実在したとしても、当主継承権を争うなど身の程をわきまえぬ暴挙です。なんという身の程知らず。
Natsuki turned red, her fist quivering. Natsuki didn't like that. She had also come to the Ushiromiya family register due to complicated circumstances. Those who knew that understood more or less why she was angry for the sake of Kinzo's dead wife.
まあ、その暴挙のおかげで私たちにも公平にチャンスがあるわけなんだけど。
Ava said, I don't care. Yo, now I got a chance too. Benefits me.
それにお父様はこの暴挙を黙認されている。後ろ宮家を継ぐのは愛人ベアトリーチェか、愛はなくとも血を受け継ぐ私たちか。それを争わせて確かめたいというのでしょうね。
As Abel giggled roguishly, Cross shrugged his shoulders and looked away. Oh, he had nothing to say?
でもその条件を向こうが出してきたという
He's
ことは
upset that he doesn't get it handed to him now? However, she's the only one who brought it. Okay.
向こうは十分な賞賛があるということじゃないのかしら。
それもそうや。第一、ベアトリーチェはあの手紙の文面通りならお父さんの顧問錬金術師、つまり黄金の管理者や。
Manager of his
その隠
gold.
し場所を知っていても何の不思議もないやないか。
True.
こらひどい話やで。
Oh boy, music change.
答えを知っている謎々を出してきたも同じや。これでシャーシャーと現れて、これが答えや、家督はいただきやでなんて言われたらわしらすべてかっぱらわれちまうわ。
Exactly. That's more or less kind of what it is in a way.
そうね。謎々の出題者は常に正解を知っているものよ。これは私たちから全てを奪うために作られた罠の可能性が高いわ。
そこまで考えると、そもそも彼女が本当に黄金を持っているかどうかは怪しいと思わんかね。なぜ我々にその存在を教える。黙って着服すればよい。
That's what I was also thinking in a way, given their speculation. Really is strange, huh? That certainly was the case. If the epitaph showed the way to the hidden gold, why would she challenge them to try and solve it? If they actually did solve it, wouldn't the gold all be stolen from her? Could it be that this person was trying to stir the siblings up so they'd solve the epitaph, and then plan to steal it away at the last second? It was an extremely logical possibility.
いいえ、チェス盤をひっくり返して考えれば、
Okay,
黄
chessboard
金を実際に
thinking.
持っている可能性は低くないかもしれない。どうしてそんなことが断言できるのよ。
待て姉貴。
Huh.
キリエ、
Yeah, Rudolph like, yo, do not interrupt Kiri.
どうしてそう思うんだ。
Uh-huh.
だって私たちは魔女の碑文なんていう謎々の答えを教えられたくらいで、本気で後宮家の家督を明け渡す気？謎々の答えに感服して降参を？
そらまあ、それもそうやな。謎々の答えを教えられたくらいでわしらがあっさり降参して
Yo, for
家督を
real.
はいどうぞと渡すかっちゅうたら、そら甘い話やな。
That's just, yeah. Telling Ava to back up. Of course, okay.
後宮家の家督をそんな程度のことで譲ることがあるわけがない。
Dang, Natsuhi. Okay.
そういうことよ。いくらベアトリーチェが一方的にこんなゲームを提案しても、そして見事その答えを示してみせたとしても、私たちは家督を素直に譲るわけもない。つまり私たちがこのゲームに対等な条件で挑まなくてはならないという強制力がない限り、
In other words, unless she had
このゲームは成立しないのよ。
そうだな。負けた時、家督を譲ることに強制力を持たせなきゃこのゲームは成立しない。
This won't come out down, yeah.
その強制力というのはどういう意味だね。我々を鎖で縛って家督を譲るよう脅迫でもしようというのかね。
Is that what you would do?
なるほどね。わかったわ。私たちが喜んで家督を放棄したくなるようにすればいいわけね。なるほど。ならば確かにベアトリーチェは10トンの黄金を持っていなければならない。
そうか。わしにもわかったで。つまり取引っちゅうわけやな。
A trade. So I get headship, you get the gold I have.
どういう意味ですか？取引？何を？
後宮家の家督と
Yeah.
隠し黄金を
Okay, I'm
ベアト
following.
リーチェと10トンの
Make
黄
sure
金
I'm
の所
following
在
this.
を明かし、それで後宮家の家督を買収するつもりなのよ。
バカバカしい。 栄光ある後ろ宮家の家督をお金でやり取りしようというので冒涜です。後ろ宮
Blasphemy.
家への冒涜です。
怒らずに聞いて。
Yo, Kiri's like, yo, chill out. If you're gonna yell at us, don't yell at us. That's just. If you wanna get mad, don't yell.
後ろ宮家には今どの程度の財産があるの？私たちはそんなにも裕福なの？
Ooh.
裕福の定義とは財産で決まるのではありません。心の持ちようで決まります。
Okay, here's Natsuki with the heart.
私たちの財産状況が一体何の
Cross uncertain Natsuki, yes, he started to go on and on emotionally. In this situation, the more she went on like that, the worse it would actually sound.
私はともかくお前たちの状況は芳しくないと聞いた。
Oh, Cross said, hey, hold up. Hey, I'm not the only one with any problems. We're not the only ones with problems. She is. She is generally the only one. And it kind of sucks that no one else cares as much as she does. Man.
あらそう。
Got that golden hearts of the crest in their heart or something. Kinzo said in like what, episode 1 or something?
相当に芳しくないと聞いているわよ。次々担保に入れる新しい博打の掛け金にして。負けを認めないために次々新しい博打に手を出して内情の話をしたらこの中で兄さんほど火の車の人間は存在しないわ。
Dang.
どれだけ損失を出してんのよ兄さんは。
Yeah, that is that too. She wasn't even getting the wing too, which... Man.
才能ないのよ。
The disrespect on Natsuki. She cares about it, but she doesn't even got the wing either.
誰の才能がないというのですか。
Ooh.
急にこと書き、火の車とは。
Natsu became indignant once more, but Cross raised his hand again and interrupted her.
多少の誤解があるようだ。ビジネスは経過で判断できるものではない。
Huh.
私のような長期的視野でのビジネスともなると、時に短い単位期間では一見大きな損失を出しているよう
At
に
glance? But you have some wins, is what you're saying? Like...
裏は取れてんです。今は見栄を張ってる場合じゃない。つまりキリエはこう言いたいのさ。俺たちは全員が全員金に困ってる。そしてベアトリーチェは10トンの黄金を持っている。
Yeah.
ベアトリーチェは自分だけがありかを知る10トンの黄金で私たちに家督を売らせるつもりなのよ。10トンの黄金の価値はどのくらい？
A lot of money.
ざっと見積もって20億。
2 billion yen.
いえ、200
20
億。
billion. Yeah, I was gonna say, yo, gold is pricey.
これだけを積まれたら私たちは歓喜して
Hey, hold
彼女を
one
実行
ingot?
士に認める
Like...
わ。
The scene returned to silence. In fact, the rain and wind felt even noisier now. It was probably the sound of the windstorm racing through the insides of their minds.
冗談じゃないわよ。多少お金を積まれたくらいでどこの馬の骨とも知れない女に家督を譲るなんて。
Wait, let me go back to the other line. This side. That. Huh. Yeah.
アホ抜かせ。もともとお前に家督なんぞいかんやないか。わしらは何も失わずに金だけをもらえる話やで。そら損得感情は必要やろが、聞くに値する話や。
They knew that Cross was eating up so much of the Ushiromiya family assets, yeah. So it was dregs that remained. So it was dregs, yeah, okay, that remained of that inheritance versus the cost of being accepted as a head that Beatrice would pay. It was a shame, but honestly, the former was less enticing than the latter.
まあ、4等分とはならねえだろう 次期当主を降りることになる兄貴に取り分が多くなるのはやむを得ねえだろうよ。羨ましい話だぜ。
あなた、金額の問題じゃないでしょ。不甲斐ない弟たちはお金で後宮家の栄光を売り払うつもりなのですよ。ここで長男の威厳を示さずして何とするのです。
Dang, she calling you out.
夏希、しばらく黙っていなさい。
Okay, Cross. I gotta hear what you gotta say, man. I have to hear this. I gotta hear this.
こりゃクラッとくる話だぜ。俺たちは兄貴から2億半ずつ引っ張ろうと思ってた。
250 million yen?
もし魔女様が俺たちに
Yo!
のうちの1割も
250 million yen or one ingot of 20 billion yen? Like,
20億ね。
or 2 billion? Okay.
俺たちは当初の見積もりの10倍も弾まれちまうことになる。
Yeah.
そんだけあれば俺たちは十分だぜ。
Okay.
どうせ後宮なんて名前に未練はねえんだ。喜んで売っ払ってやら。
10トンすべてを提供してくれるかはさすがに川山用だとしても、なるほど、私たちにとって魅力的な話になるわね。私たちはベアトリーチェなどというよそ者を弾き出すために兄弟同盟を組もうとしていた。しかし彼女の目論見がこうならば、私たち兄弟の団結はバラバラにされるわ。
Yeah.
ええ、今こそはっきり断言できる。ベアトリーチェの手紙の目的は、私たちの結束をかき乱すことなのよ。
Okay. What was that in the bottom? Did I have to press something? Oh, I did. Okay, I had to press something. I was like, did my screen break? Did it freeze? Okay, the three younger siblings who never had anything to do with the inheritance were paid enough money to satisfy them. They would happily accept Beatrice as the next head. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. A moat had been dug all around Cross. In that case, the negotiations would be one-on-one with her and Cross. He tried to look strong, but Cross's financial and political situation was extremely weak. He might bluff in front of the other siblings, but on the inside, he was considering entering negotiations depending on the sum of money involved. Really? Okay. In order to bury his losses, Cross had taken advantage of the fact that Kinzo had shut himself in the room and had embezzled Kinzo's personal assets. Therefore, when Kinzo died and the inheritance was distributed, Cross's situation would probably be investigated. But if he gave up his seat as the head to Beatrice, she would also receive rights to the assets, and as a result, this distribution of the inheritance to the siblings would not occur. In other words, Cross's embezzlement might not have to be made known to the other siblings, so it would be beneficial to him. Of course, the siblings were frightened of Cross, but it was doubtful whether they still actually respected him as a father. At this time, they each had their own families, their own wealth, and their own lives. If they were paid enough money in exchange for Rokkenjima, the wreckage of Kinzo's dreams, there's a significant likelihood that they'd relinquish Ushiromiya family name. Wow. In other words, Beatrice's victory was already guaranteed in this game. Not as the winner of Beatrice's game, but the winner of Kinzo's game. Kinzo once ordered that the epitaph be put on display, and until today no one had solved it. So Beatrice solved it. In other words, this is less of a game and more like Beatrice's declaration of victory. Okay. However, Kiri still thought there might be a catch to it. Yeah. If this was a declaration of victory, Beatrice would have had to display the gold openly and state her intent to buy the inheritance. And yet she had gone to all of this trouble telling the siblings to try and solve the epitaph. Why did she set up this new game where she agreed to hand over all of the gold inheritance to the epitaph solver. Kiri tried spinning the chessboard around several times. She searched for the sort of ideal strategy. Beatrice might be after something that could lead to this kind of thinking. In the end, she reached a single conclusion.
おごりなのかしら。
Arrogance.
あるいは遊び？ 何の話？
That was okay.
魔女は碑文を解いてみろと私たちに挑戦状を送ったわ。
Yeah, you said it was arrogance, or maybe she's playing? Okay.
どうせ解けないだろうと高をくくってるでしょうけどね。 でも何万分の1かの確率で私たちが解いてしまう可能性もあるはず。
Yeah, it's not impossible for them to solve
ここにはお
it.
父さんの血を引く子供が4人もいるのよ。
What we have here, the 4 children by blood, right?
出題者の血縁者が4人も揃い、財産を奪われまいと死に物狂いで知恵を出し合ったなら、偶然にも
Everyone
謎が
working
解けて
together
しまう
instead
こ
of
ともある
arguing with each other? Really? The reason the witch had a superior position in negotiations compared to the siblings was that only she knew the location of the hidden gold. But if that hiding place was exposed to someone other than her, the witch's advantage would crumble.
つまり魔女の手紙に書かれている挑発文はベアトリーチェにとってリスクにしかならないのよ。確かに兄弟の連帯を分断するという効果はあったけれど、それを狙うためだけにわずかとはいえこのようなリスクを？私は不用心だと思う。でもね、ある種の感情を念頭に置いたとき、このリスクは理解可能になるのよ。
Comprehensible, okay.
それがおごりだというの？ええ、そうよ。圧倒的な優位に立つと
Tend to get arrogant. Yep, overconfidence,
敗者
arrogance.
に対しその優位性をひけらかすために、微小なリスクをわざと背負うことがある。適度なリスクは勝利の喜びを引き立たせるスパイスだもの。
I agree.
リスクなき勝利ほど退屈なものはない。
Hey,
わ
risks.
かるわ。私もそういうの好きだ。よくわかるわ。ベアトリーチェの手紙の真意をもっともらしくいろいろと解釈してみたけれど、実はこれが真実かもしれない。あの手紙の裏に潜む感情はおごりなのよ。おごり。難解な碑文がお前たちに解けるものかと私たちを見下して威張り散らしたいのよ。案外ひょっとすると碑文はお父さんじゃなく、彼女が作ったのかもしれないわね。
But by her, yeah. Well, of course, yeah.
碑文の謎が解けるかですって。
Oh, okay, what she got to say about this?
もしも解いたなら私を当主にしてくれるのね。解いてやる。魔女の挑戦を受けてやるわ。
She said, I'll take it on. Anything to become the head.
兄弟たちに解けるものか。
That's messed up.
私一人が解いて、私こそが
By myself.
後ろの家を引き継ぐにふさわしいということを証明してやるわ。
Isn't that kind of arrogant of you?
乗った私が謎を解いてやる。
That's it. I'll solve the riddle. What was that? 9? Damn, so they were talking for 2 hours? Hector A. Thoughts on Umineko so far? Phenomenal. Like story-wise, it's been great.
なるほどな。
I see.
魔女じゃなくベアトリーチェという名の愛人が島に存在していたわけか。つまり人間は18人以上いる。
Ba ba dum ba da ba da. Hey, hey. I can see that wedge, but missing every go.
ということは18人全員に不可能だから魔法犯罪である という図式は崩せるわけだ。これは大きい情報だぜ。
A big scoop? I want a scoop of ice cream now.
失礼いたします。マトラ様。紅茶とクッキーはいかがですか？
Oh, yo, Renove! Yo, I forgot he made those dynamite cookies. Beto's about to say butter. Beto's butler, who calls himself Renove, appeared out of nowhere. A plate set on a silver tray that he held was filled with delicious-looking, steaming black tea and cookies. I really don't like this guy's smile. For some reason, it doesn't look like a smile used to warmly greet a guest. It feels like he's mocking me somehow. I don't know if he really takes me for an idiot, or if it's just a joke or something, but it's really irritating me.
いらねえよ。俺は今取り込み中なんだ。放っておいてくれ。
おやおや。それは美味しく焼けたクッキーなのに。
They probably were. What are they made out of? Like
人間ごときにはもったいないくらいに素敵に焼き上がった。それは素敵なクッキーなのに。
気が向いたら食ってやるぜ。その辺に置いて、とっととうせな。
He said, "Get out of here." I'm thinking.
さようでございますか。それではそのようにいたしますよ。冷めてからお召し上がりになって、焼きたてを召し上がらなかったことを存分に後悔なされるという。
Your warm baked cookies are the best. Stale cookies though?
うるさいやつだな。まあ。
I never want to taste that again. Only ate stale cookies once in my life, and since then, never again.
いえいえ、まったく。お嬢様の笑い声は時折、実に品があります。
Undignified, huh?
それを聞くたびに、なぜ私ほどの高貴な悪魔が、あのようなものを主にしなければならないのか。
Ooh, interesting.
変なやつだな。そんなに嫌なら使えなきゃいいだろうな。
Was he under like a contract or something? Yeah, furniture's joy. Renova's now this furniture talk now.
それはさておき、ゲームの方はいかがでございますか？先ほど良い情報を見つけたようなことを言われ、お喜びになられていたようです。さてさて、どのような朝知恵が思いついたやら。
As Renove mocked me and giggled, he followed my earlier words literally and placed the black tea and cookies in a random spot nearby.
お方、19人目の存在に自信を深めたからでございましょう。よろしければ、ぜひご考説をお聞かせ願いますか？
Okay, this dude curious.
ああ、いいぜ。どうせベアトの前で改めて言うしな。
Okay.
必要もないさ。いいか、この島に隠し屋敷があって、愛人を住まわせていたらしいんだ。
Hidden mansion somewhere.
となりゃ、俺を苦しめてきた18人なのか19人なのかって疑問は簡単に決着する。
Okay.
マトラ様は魔女を否定するくせに、18人の中にも犯人を求められないダブルスタンダードの袋小路に自らを追い込まれました。
魔女を否定する最も簡単な方法は18人の誰かを疑うことだ。
Yeah.
18人全員のアリバイはそう簡単には揃わない。常に一人くらいはアリバイの脆い人間が生まれる。
Yeah, true.
俺はそいつを生贄にすることで常に魔女を否定し続けることもできるだろう。しかしそれは断固拒否する。ああ、ダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。18人はみんな俺にとって親たちや親戚たちやいとこたち。
Yeah, their family.
そして真面目だったり面白かったりする頼もしい使用人の人たちだ。
There's all servants, yeah.
俺はその人たちの誰を生贄にすることも許せない。
Hmm.
かつて俺はその決意があやふやだった。
Wait, go back. What was that he said though? A parent, relative, or cousin. Okay.
だからその心の
I
弱
thought
さ
he was specific with it.
ベアトに疲れたんだ。
Uh-huh.
自らの弱点を認め理解する。
Mm-hmm.
なかなかできることではありません。バトラ様は19人目が存在する説を槍にする。槍というよりは
A shield. Huh.
いずれにせよ、これまでのゲームでの無策と違い、戦い方に指針を持たれるのは劇的飛躍と申せましょう。これでバトラ様は敬愛する18人を疑わずに
This person pursue the theory of the culprit that is a human. Okay.
存分に19人目を疑い、人間犯人説を追求できるわけでございます。
Hmm.
そういうことさ。最初のゲームのカノン君が殺されたボイラー室とか。
Yep, I remember
他
that.
にも他にも。
Mm-hmm.
19人目が存在していたなら、迷う
Yeah.
必要なんかないトリックはいくつもある。
In the very first game, jeez, some water now. Oh, bump into everything. Yeah. Or maybe that someone who had appeared to be dead earlier was actually faking and had ambushed him. Either way, it was a move that forced me to suspect one of the 18. However, by simply proposing that an 19th person existed, there was no longer any need to suspect one of the 18 for that murder in the boiler room.
つまり、18人の誰にも無理だから、という図式だけは否定することができるわけさ。
Using this argument, it's easy to explain, for example, the problematic case that has already occurred in this game. Who gave Maria the letter? Even if all 18 people have alibis, I could easily explain everything by saying a 19th person must have visited her and given her the letter.
とても良い一手だと思いますよ。私だったらどう切り返しましょうか。
I don't know, saying it in red that there's not a 19th person?
たとえバトラ様が理解されたとしても、未だに弱点は健在。18人攻めは有効な手でしょうね。バトラ様の守りがどの程度か確かめる意味でも、改めてそこをつくのも面白いかもしれません。
ならどう来る？悪魔の執事。
How would you? Interesting opinion. Or, I'd like to hear it.
バトラ様が刺された19人目の駒を迎え撃つのが妥当でございましょう。
Huh. Okay.
バトラ様は19人目にお会いしておりませんね。
Huh.
19人目が存在する証拠をお願いできますかね？
Yep, where's your proof, man?
アメーゼ。もちろん、その指し手で来るだろうことは読んでいる。
それは受け手をお願いいたします。
魔女だの悪魔だの、お前らにこれほどふさわしい一手はないぜ。それがこいつ、悪魔の証明さ。
Okay. That was proof. When you try to make some claims to humans like us, we always counterattack by telling you to show some proof. Because that's a human move. But I'm fighting a witch. I'm taking part in a battle with someone who isn't human. And some moves exist that can only be used in a game against a witch. There are cheap moves. And that's what this devil proof is. Because it's impossible to prove. Let's assume that there's a hidden mansion on Rokkenjima separate from the Ushiromiya family mansion, and that a woman named Beatrice lives there. In order to prove this, one must find this mansion and actually bring Beatrice out of it. That's called the actual proof in the human world. However, if we follow the rules of the devil's proof, you can't deny that she exists, even if there's no proof that she does. But it's impossible to prove that something doesn't exist. That's right, I'm finally able to turn the tables using this devil's proof, which tormented me for so much more. Okay. Those guys were always trying to force me to accept the existence of the witch with it. After all, it was physically impossible for me to show any proof that the witches don't exist and deny Bito's claim. That's why I kept getting hit with the reckless argument that witches do exist and was unable to counterattack. And that's why I'll spin this chessboard around right now. If I can't disprove the existence of witches, then that means if I suggest that a 19-person human exists, you can't deny that either. In other words, because this is problematic and mysterious mistress is craftily hiding herself, it'd be perfectly natural if you never found her no matter how hard you looked. So you can't say that your inability to find the 19th person proves that she doesn't exist. Therefore, it's impossible to deny that the 19th person existence. Bito used the devil's proof to make denying her own existence impossible. But this time it's become my weapon. Okay. If we can get away with this argument, then forget just a 19th person. This island could be full of people we don't know about. And even if there were 10 or 100 of them, she still couldn't deny that they exist. In the last game, and the one before that, among the murder scenes that showed up, there were several that were extremely intricate and must have taken a lot of effort to set up. It's really hard to imagine a single culprit setting up all those. However, if not just a 19th person, but 10 or 100 people are hidden somewhere, that wouldn't be any problem at all. If they all split up the work, they could handle any job in a short period of time. Of course, doubts will naturally arise as to whether a large group of people like this could sneak around the mansion without being noticed. But those are all settled by the devil's proof. You can't deny even 100 people were there just because they weren't seen or noticed. Even though I'm saying it myself, it's such a stupid argument that it makes me want to throw up. However, because it's such a dirty move, it's a perfect one to use against a witch. This is just my imagination. But what about the 100? What if 100? But what if about 100 suspicious men wearing goat masks were hiding in the shadows? Something like this that's worse than laughable. Almost like they're cockroaches. If you see one, it means there's 100 more hiding somewhere. Okay.
へりくつまみれの暴論だとは思うぜ。相手が人間だったなら寝言を言うなと怒鳴られるところだろうよ。だが俺の相手は魔女だ。そして俺たちがやってるのはそういう勝負なんだろう。どんな暴論であろうとも人間で説明をつけ魔女を否定する。とにかくこの一手で俺は二度と親しい18人のみんなを疑わなくて済む。俺は二度と前回の失敗は繰り返さない。
Yo, dude, you are naked on the ground crying. I don't think you want to repeat that either.
前回の失敗を学ばれているのですね。良いことですよ。
That is good.
3度もゲームを重ねると容量が良くなるものです。まずは自陣の守りを固め、実に堅実な処方です。なかなかの妙手と思いますよ。
I would say.
まあ、19人目の人物を仮定したとしても、マスターキーの本数などのように何人人間を増やしてもクリアできないトリックも残ってる。しかし、とりあえずの初手としては悪くないはずだ。
バトラ様の切り札、19人目の人物という大駒。証拠はあるのかとの私の一手に、バトラ様は悪魔の証明で反撃。良い攻防です。お嬢様のおられないところで勝手に手を進めてしまうのは申し訳ないのですが、私も少し面白くなってきてしまう。
Okay, he's finding this entertaining.
お嬢様に代わり、さらに一手進めさせていただきましょうか。
Yeah, sure. Hey, it's helpful.
魔女だろうと悪魔だろうと相手に不足はね。
Like what would say?
これは私ども悪魔のお箱でございます。
Well, of course. I mean, devil's proof. Like, of course, it'd be for demons. Like demons like it.
ヘンペルのカラスという一手は ご存知ですか？
No, Hempel was Raven.
ヘンペルのカラス
Yeah, what the heck?
何の話だ
Yo, Beatrice showed up. She was listening in all this. Just then, that strange laugh I haven't heard so many times started echoing. The room was filled with dazzling golden butterflies, and in the center of that whirlwind, the golden witch appeared. Well then, speak of the devil? Okay, they're talking about demons and devils, but...
わらわのいないところで何やら面白そうなことをしていると思えばヘンペルのカラスかなんとも笑える懐かしい
She said such an old move.
よもやバトラに披露する日が来ようとはな
Oh, she said show and tell.
悪魔の証明に並ぶ古典的一手だロノウェイそれはわらわが指す一手ぞわらわの楽しみを減らしてくれるな。
出やがったな。ゲラゲラ魔女め。
A guffawing witch.
相変わらず下品に笑いやがって。こいつもお前のこと。笑い方に品がないって限
Yo,
り
he's snitching on him? Yo, that's messed up.
それは知らない
Yo, Balor snitching.
そうもない。心より尊敬申し上げているお嬢様に
Lies.
この私めがどうしてそのような陰口を申せましょうか。
よくもシャーシャーと言えるもん
That's
お
that
前とは
is.
仲良くなれそうにないぜ
I mean, what's he going to do? Admit that to her? Right to her face?
まあよい話を戻そうヘンペルのカラス
Six times in nine.
実証を待遇的に行ってみせるつまり
Yeah, okay, what is
こういう
this?
手だ
Is a move like
カラ
this.
スが黒いことを証明するにはどうすればいい
Prove that ravens are black. You look at them?
は何の話だ
Seeing is
カ
believing?
ラスが黒いことを証明ってカラスを捕まえてきて色が黒いことを確認すりゃいいだけの話だろ
Mm-hmm.
その通りカラスイコール黒いを証明すればよい
Uh-huh.
ということは黒くない鳥イコールカラスではないを証明しても同じ論法になるのがわかるかな
Yeah, makes sense
世
to me.
界中のカラスでない鳥をすべて調べそれらが黒くないことを証明すればそれは結果的に故に黒い鳥はカラスであるとなるわけだこれを待遇論法というそなたには難しいか
I follow it. I know what she means by that.
全く
Kind of.
何言ってやがるのかさっぱりだ
I mean, I want to know what her point of it is, though.
バトラ様、こういう例え話はいかがでしょ
It
う。
was a mansion?
二つの箱があり、片方は当たりでクッキーが入っているといたします。
This dude has cookies.
もちろん、もう片方は外れで空っぽです。
Okay, two boxes. Where one of them is a cookie inside means you win, the other one is empty means you lose. Okay. At this moment, it has a cookie inside equals you win. Which implies that you do not win equals no cookies. Yeah. When such a relationship exists, the latter is called contrapositive. When if A, then B is true, then if not B, then not... Yeah, okay, I follow. Makes sense.
そりゃ当然だろうねもし選んだ方が外れだったならもう片方は自動的に当たりってことになるつまり箱を適当に選び当たりを引こうと外れを引こうと
Yeah.
最初の一手でどっちの箱にクッキーが入っているか特定できるわけだ
Bye bye.
開けた箱にクッキーが入っていたなら悪魔の証明を満たす。
Yeah. The cookie is in the box you open. Then the devil's proof is satisfied.
この箱は当たりイコールこの箱にはクッキーが入っている。
Okay. Okay, I follow. Okay, I follow. I was like, wait, what? Okay.
しかし開けた箱が空っぽだったなら
It's
この時
empty.
は逆にヘンペルのカラスを満たす。この箱にクッキーが入っていないイコールこの箱は当たりではないとなるのだから。そしてそれは箱が2つしかないことを前提としている限り、もう片方の箱が自動的に当たりであることを対偶的に示している。
Uh-huh.
ま、なんとなく理屈は分かったぜ。
Okay, I'm
毒を
following.
制するには毒、へりくつにはへりくつってわけだ。
Yeah.
それで俺島には19人目の人間が隠れているに違いないから、18人全員にアリバイがあってもそれは魔女を認めることにはならないをどう切り返してくれるってんだ。
よかろう。わらわの手は教えよう。
Okay.
まずそなたは18人の中に犯人はいないイコールならば犯人は19人目としている。
Mm-hmm.
ならば待遇としてこうなるわけだ。
Ends up like this.
つまり犯人は19人目ではないイコールならば18人の中に犯人がいる。
Culprit 99th person equals yeah. The culprit is 18th, yeah.
はあ？なんだと？それはどういう意味？
Yeah, it's not the 19th person, then it's the 18th. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
そなたの指し手を逆手に取っただけだがな。そう難しい話ではあるまい。ロノウェ、説明せよ。そなたのさっきのクッキーの箱の例えはバトラに分かり
It
や
gives
す
the
いが
cookie box analogy.
それでは僭越ながら先ほどの例え話でもう一度ご説明させていただきます。
Allow me to read my earlier story about. Okay, yep. One of which has a cookie in it. In this situation, you have the 18th person box and the 19th person box. So the cookie represents the culprit. Battler. Okay, let's say you open up the 19th person box because the cookie is not there. You have a paradoxically proven that therefore the cookie is in the 19th person box. That lets us make an even more paradoxical claim. In other words, if it was first shown that the 9th person was empty, that would prove at the same time that the cookie is in the 18th person box. Okay, I follow. Battler played this move in order to avoid having to doubt any of the 18, but it's now been used to prepare an 18th person attack. Okay. He said, "Whoa." Yep, proven wrong again.
19人目の箱の中身が空っぽであることを先に証明すれば、そなたは自動的に18人の箱の中にクッキー、そなた
Yep.
それを逆に
So if there's no 19th person, then this is one of the 18 people.
つまり俺の自信満々の一手は同時に諸刃の剣でもあるってわけか。
Exactly.
その通りよ。そなたの19人目で全てを説明する一手は、それが18人でしか説明できないことを認めざるを得ないリスクを背負っている。
Ba ba. I see. Hempel's Raven. So this is countering a technique. Wait, if I really think about it, this counter is really a disadvantage for me. If this isn't a cookie we're talking about, If I imagine that the loser treasure park chest actually has a bomb in it, and it gets even clearer, and there aren't just two treasure chests, but 18 plus one more for the 19th person. If you think of it as a total of 19 boxes, it gets even easier to picture. First off, one of the premises of the human culprit theory is that the bomb will definitely be in one of these boxes. I didn't want to place the bomb in the boxes for any of these 18, so I used the devil's proof and created the 19th person box so I could throw the bomb in there. That much is fine, but then Bito struck back. Now, if the contents of the 19th person box are empty, that'll automatically mean that the bomb's in one of the other 18 boxes. If I could examine what's inside all 18 of those boxes, then as long as I can show that the bomb isn't in any of them, I'll be able to safely show that the 18 are innocent. If that were possible, I'd have nothing to fear. However, in reality, that'll be almost absolutely impossible. Bum, 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 bum. The police wouldn't come here in this typhoon. We don't have access to scientific investigations, experts, or anything. In short, we can't prove anything decisively. It'll be impossible for me to find any proof other than simply gulping down whatever alibis each of the 18 give. That means I personally have to prove their innocence, and I have to do it perfectly. Like by staying with them the whole time, never letting me out of my sight for a second. By doing that, I could probably be sure of that person's innocence. Sure that the bomb isn't in their box. However, in practical terms, that would be impossible. However, in other words, I'd have to expend an incredible amount just to check the contents of one box. And there are 18 of them. In other words, unless I bound all 18 of them in chains and wash over them, it will be impossible to prove that all of them have empty boxes. However, Bito only has to open one box, the 19th person box, and show that it's empty to prove that the bomb's in one of the other 18 boxes. Furthermore, there's no need for her to show which of the 18 boxes has a bomb. I've got the 18 times more work to do to explain my pet theory than Beatrice does for hers. Okay.
世の中には悪魔の証明がそうであるように反論に膨大な手間がかかり事実上不可能であるケースが少なくない。しかしヘンペルのカラスはその問題を逆手に取り容易に実証することを可能とする。
ヘンペルのカラスを使えばさまざまな暴論が実証可能なのです。
True or false? Yep.
例えば私以外の人間
Okay. All these analogies, just still going with them.
これを証明するには本来私を除く全人類を調べ愚かであることを証明しなければなりません。しかし何十億人も調べるなど現実には不可能でしょう。バトラ様の18箱を開ける手間と全く同じです。
しかしヘンペルのカラスならばその命題は待遇的にこう変換される。つまり私以外の人間イコール愚かであるをそなた風に言うならばチェス盤をひっくり返し愚かではないイコール私として証明してもよいということだ。つまりどういうことだと思う？わらわが聡明であるという事実を知るだけで全人類は愚かであることの何十億人分もの証明が直ちに終了してしまうわけだ。全人類がわらわよりも愚かであることをわずか1秒もかけずに証明終了できる。世界最強最速の QED これぞヘンペルのカラス。
なんつう暴論だよ。
これはとても便利な一手ですよ。悪魔どころか神々も好む一手です。 幸福であるイコール神のしもべを命題とするとき、待遇は神のしもべでない人間イコール幸福であってはいけないとなります。つまり神のしもべがその加護によって幸福であることを実証するためには、その加護を受けぬ人々が不幸であることを実証すればいいわけです。そして彼らは自らの神を信じない人々を不幸に突き落とすことで自らの幸福を実証。
人に幸福を与えるには莫大なコストがかかる。しかし人を不幸にするのに必要なコストははるかに安上がりだ。つまりテンペルのカラスを使えば神々は実に低コストで信者に加護の喜びを与えられるわけよ。
悪魔だ。悪魔の理論だ。めちゃくちゃだ。
話がそれてしまったようだな。そろそろ話を戻そうぜ。
Yeah, let's get back to the houses and the people, then the culprits. Yeah.
19人目が犯人だから18人は無実で魔女も存在しない。
Yeah.
ならば19人目が犯人でないことを証明できたら18人か魔女のどちらかが犯人ということで確定するぞとの確認だ。
Okay. For a while I stood there shocked, completely forgetting to close my mouth. Just when I thought I'd countered one of their strong points, their counterattack had been this reckless argument that I couldn't possibly have anticipated. This is going to be possible after all. To continue denying the witch on an island with no more than 18 people. I still believe in their innocence of those 18 people. Is that just a delusion? Am I just trying to escape reality? Not yet. Don't give up in this desperate struggle yet. Who cares about whoever is Raven? They're just trying to confuse me by bringing up weird bits of trivia. I use the devil's proof. I don't feel uncertain about something you used once. Believe in the spear you've drawn, and then forcefully gouge it out. Gouge in it. Yeah, it's the start, and yo, battler, don't freak out yet.
いや待て、確認するぞ。確かに俺は分かりやすく19人目という言い方をしたが、
Yeah.
悪魔の証明によって18人以上人間を増やせるなら、それは10人いるか100人いるかもわからない。ふとお前が想定する人数より常に1人多い。わかるか？
They countered my twisted logic with something even more twisted. So the only thing I could counter that would be even crazier twisted logic.
なるほど。わらわが19人目のアリバイを何らかの方法で証明したとしても、その瞬間にそなたは20人目を生み出し犯人だと主張する。
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, I follow. It would just be a continuous cycle of guesses and whatnot. Yeah, at this point, it's just going to be continuously... Yeah, okay, I follow.
さながらイナゴの大群を呼び出す魔王よな。さすがは金蔵の孫よ。召喚術の才能には恵まれていると見える。
つまり18人以外の存在 X は常にアリバイを証明することが不可能なんだ。どうだベアト、ヘリクス合戦だと分かれば俺も負けねえぜ。
愚かしいぞ。わらわを誰と心得る。わらわこそは無限の魔女。そのわらわに無限にて挑むとは肩払いたい。
You gave me a battle of endlessness? Who do you think I am?
無限を操ることはつまり 無限を殺すこともできるということ。わらわが19人目を切れば、そなたは20人目を切れば21人目を呼び、21人目を切れば22人目を呼び、6計4358兆2235億7967万3204人目を呼び。
What number even is that? Yo, that's a lot of... I didn't even count how much that is. That's a big number.
無限交代とは笑わせる。わらわに無限は通じぬわ。
ほう。ならばどうやってこの俺の無限を殺すんだよ。見せてみろよ。
Like that.
わらわには真実を赤で語る力があろうが。
来やがったな。
わらわが赤で語るとき、そこには一切の幻想がない。わらわがこの島には100人しかいないと。
Exactly, that's what I was saying from the start. Like for real, yo, she said, yo, let me flex my number counting skills. Or just saying what that number was.
ほら、バトラ。今度はどんな真実を赤で語ってみせようか。どんな拠り所を叩き切って、そなたを絶望に突き落としてやろうか。そうら、いつもの怯えた顔を見せてみるがいい。
Come on, show me your usual.
なに？そなた、笑うか。
Okay, what you got planned? I knew a kind of creepy look I had on my face as I laughed right then. That red sure is scary. Every time it jumps out, I'm driven into the depths of hopelessness. But I've already realized something. There's no need to be overly afraid of the red. Yeah. Oh. Yo, these sentences. Okay. Hey, he's confident there. He's confident. I gotta see his move.
悪いが、その真っ赤な砲塔は俺も抜いてくれるのを待ってたんだ。さて、お前は今度は何を赤で宣言してくれるんだ？言っとくが、そいつは自爆だぜ。
Oh.
その時点で、お前は魔女説を自ら捨てたも同然。
What?
まさに投了だ。確かに俺にとっても。
That's right. The red wasn't always a weapon that worked in Beatrice's favor alone. It was the other way around. If she used it the wrong way, it was dangerous to know that she could bring about her own death. So she used it carelessly, and something that ended up denying herself. That'd be exactly the same as self-destructing. So what's she gonna say?
18人の中に犯人がいると赤で言われることは受け入れたくない悲しい事実さ。
It would be, but hey, I'd win then.
俺はきっと辛い気持ちになるだろうぜ。だが、それはそれ以前に、
Exactly.
お前の敗北も意味する。人間が犯人だとお前が赤で語ることは、お前の投了宣言にも等しい。お前が俺と差し違えても相打ちにしたいってんなら、それも面白い一手だろうぜ。だが、この勝負は俺の勝ちで終わる。
Ooh, Beatrice's red was her true trump card. When that person speaks in red, it's definitely the truth, and no amount of proof or counterattacks can change that. Until now, she's used that to severely wound me, and each time the tiny foundation supporting my heart gets split in half. However, if she uses it carelessly, then I can also glean a little information about the truth. In the last game, I used it to my advantage, especially during the Chapel's closed room trick. And almost completely got her boxed in at one point. But she was pretty sly herself. She learned from experience, and since then she started using discretion in the timing of her red. This feeling of tension was almost literally like a battle with real swords. This is a high-level intellectual battle. No, not an intellectual battle. This really twisted logic. This was the world's craziest and worst battle of twisted logic.
さあ、今度はお前の手番だぜ。そうさ。お前のヘンペルのカラスを使うには、まず18人以外に何人の人間がいるのかを赤で、その上でそれらの人間についてさらに赤で犯人でないことを宣言したならば、なるほど、こいつは俺にとって致命傷になるだろうぜ。
あれほど怯えていた赤をもはやみじんも怯えぬとはな。たくましいやつよ。
抜いてみろよ、殿下の宝刀。
Dang.
今度こそ俺を屈服できるかもしれねえぞ。
Calling her out. Go on, say it.
面白い。こうでなくてはな。
Agitate her. Challenge her. Drive her into a corner and make her speak in red. Of course her red's always wiping out my only rays of hope. But don't be afraid of that. On this island, overcome the falsehoods and illusions. The only thing that I can trust is the information she speaks in red. It's my only way across the chasm of hell. Just a single tightrope. Her merciless blood-red blade is the only way I could survive. This isn't just walking on a tightrope, like literally walking on the edge of a blade. Of course I'm afraid, but if my victory condition is the denial of the witch, then to use her contributive logic, the culprit must be human. But I didn't want to search for a culprit in mid-18. That's why it made me stick to the weak point. Okay, yeah. Last time I was unable to understand that, so that's where she hit me, leaving me tired and defeated. But that's okay. Let her hit me. Let her attack. No problem. Someone said it once with the old sword fighting movie that a good fortress has one. The only one intentionally weak point. The enemy would gather there. They would be lured there. And that would be where the actual battle took place. As long as I understood my weak points. As long as she wanted to attack those weak points. It was as if I were lured into her launching an attack there. Dodge resistance between us with care, retreating step by step, making them move forward. The more she recklessly floored that red, the more chances I would get to strike back. Don't be afraid of the red. Keep her cornered so that she'll have no choice but to refute me with that red. No matter how oppressively... Okay, yeah, we get it. You want her to say the red, okay? Man, jeez. A lot of build up for that. I get it.
どうしたよ。まずはこの島に合計で何人いるのか。赤でさもないとお前のカラスは俺に切り込めないぜ。
Yep, true.
破れかぶれがこうもやりにくいとは。捨て身というやつはいつの時代も侮れんな。
Wait, hold up. Let me check something for a second. Okay, there we go.
やはり金蔵の孫か。追い詰めら
Can
れ
you
れば
say it in red or not?
追い詰められるほど
Jeez.
不敵。
Yeah. Thanks for the compliment, but yo. Ronev cleared his throat.
膠着しましたね。せっかくの紅茶も冷めてしまいますよ。お嬢様。
So she can't say. Runov, who was supposed to be her ally, ruthlessly rushed her into making her next move. Ooh. Bitsu probably thought she'd managed to smile back and appeared confident, but she couldn't hide that sweat building up on her forehead. By now she had completely lost the confidence feeling that allowed her to turn her nose up at her worthless opponent. Of course she probably wouldn't be cornered by something like this. She's just too cautious. Up until now I've been inexperienced. I didn't know how to fight and wasn't strong enough to be her opponent. However, now that we've reached this third game, she'd realized that I'm starting to become more skilled, and she's grown more cautious, thinking of everything more carefully. Sure, that's just fine, Beatrice. Sorry to keep you waiting. Are you happy now?
面白くなってきたぜ。
バトラ
Got her mad. Aggravating. Who's going to pop up? Someone pop up or... Or, okay. That goes the usual. I thought someone was going to pop up.
いつものやつとな。ならば頼もうではないか。あれを聞かぬと。やはり始まった気がせぬわ。
And the first movement was mine.
副賞要求。この島には18人しかいない。
Okay.
こいつを赤で言われちまったら、俺は18人の誰かを疑わざるを得ない。19人目の仕業にはもうできず。
Yeah.
八方塞がりだが。
However,
俺は18人の中に犯人が絶対にいないと信じてる。あんな残酷な殺人を18人の誰にも起こせるものか。繰り返すぞ。副賞要求。この島には18人しかいない。
I refuse. Wow.
理由は明かさない。
Honestly, there are only 18 people, as she refused to say that. Woo! I avoided that there would have been the worst read for me, huh? If she repeated that, I'd be faced with two worst case choices, accepting the witch or suspecting one of the 18. Okay. Like last time all over again. But Bito hadn't proclaimed my ultimate and greatest weakness in red. She refused to repeat it, even though there was no reason for her not to strike. Even though it was a weakness she should have been drooling at. She hadn't sliced me up with red by using that move, which should have been as good as forking a rook and the king. This was a big sign of my advantage. That's right. The culprit isn't one of the 18. I don't suspect anyone. And since the culprit isn't a witch either, it means that 19% exists on this island. And that's you. The person who, as grandfather's mistress of 30 years, had been secretly living in a hidden mansion in the forest for a long, long time. The human Beatrice. This is a human on an island.
1000年を経た無限の魔女のわらわをただの人間呼ばわりしたか。
For a while, Beatrice continued to laugh unpleasantly and goatily, or maybe spitefully. Okay, you got some more. Are there 19 or more people on this island? Beatrice fell silent once again. She would probably remain extremely cautious as long as confirming the number of humans on this island might give her a large disadvantage, depending on the situation. The red has become a foothold for my counterattacks. Now that we know this, it makes the red very risky for the witch. But if she didn't repeat this, her Helmel's raven would be defective. To break my devil's proof, she would need to settle the existence of the number of people inside the 18 and the red. That's right. She couldn't break the existence of the 19% unless she uses red. Use red. I've closed Bito in, giving her no choice but to speak in red. There really is a way to fight in this witch's game. 18 plus X.
18プラス X ってことになる。この X は初手で許すには相当でかい大駒だぜ。何しろ以後18人の誰にも不可能だった全て18人以外の人間 X で説明可能になる。全員アリバイ系の密室を全て打ち破れる大駒だ。
It was just like a chess bishop can cut a thin line through an enemy forces as long as there's a slight gap. It could be effectively used in squares of the same color, but it was very good at controlling territory on the board. Nothing to say. It looked like Bito also knows her current plight. She couldn't let such an important piece go, especially this close to the beginning of the game. If she pulled out her red treasure sword, it wouldn't be that difficult to save herself from this. Obito was completely aware that I was expecting it. She was afraid that a careless red truth might end up strangling her own neck. Because, in the first place, a witch is something that ought to be denied and read. Believe. Don't doubt. Witches don't exist. Something like that wouldn't exist in this world. They can only exist in valleys between truths. They have fragile existence curled up in these cracks, frantically trying to protect themselves from the brutal winds of truth. And they can only barely exist like the mirage by surviving on falsehoods and illusions. In other words, the red, which can use in reality, might easily deny their very being. The more they brandish their words, the more they begin to lose bit by bit the cracks in truth inside which they can endure. That's why they don't want to use red words and closely lose that crack in truth, which is based on fuzzy information, or illusions or other words. That's because they understand that they're gradually being cornered. Okay. Of course that will never admit it. Because if she did, it'd be the same as admitting that she's something that can't exist in this world, like an imaginary number. Don't be afraid. Stay strong. I know that she's the one being pierced to the bone. After all, her red treasure sword can't be used without a lot of preparation. I don't know, Battler. Well, I guess you have to wait and see. The timing. The music on point. Okay. What's she gonna say? I refuse. Okay. And then Obito's worrying. She took a single deep breath and quietly announced her refusal. I thought she'd use it. But Obito refused to speak in red, even though it would cost her victory in the opening part of the game. Huh.
ということは今後、俺は18人以外の架空人物 X 何人でも使い放題ってことになるぜね。
That does work for it. Okay.
好きにするがよい。わらわはそなたの復唱を拒否し、今はそれで十分である。拒否の理由は
is not yet.
今はまだ明かされ。
Okay, that's gonna be an interesting reveal. Huh.
もったいぶりやがってよ。
あえて使わぬ赤もまた赤らしい使い方よ。そなたは赤き宝刀と呼んだよ。愉快な例え。わらわも使おう。宝刀は抜かぬうちが離れ。
When it is sheathed, huh?
むしろ抜かぬことに
Not
よって
using her biggest weapon yet,
というものも
or maybe she has, any weapon.
そうだな。
Huh.
俺はお前がいつ赤でひっくり返してくるか常に念頭に置いて戦わなければならない。こいつはえれえプレッシャーだ。それに復唱を拒否される方が辛い場合もある。何しろ俺の読みが正しいから拒否できないのか、ミスリードにはまって泳がされてるのか区別がつかないからな。そういう意味ではなるほど。抜かずの宝刀ってわけだ。
Yeah.
なあ、同じ突き落とすなら少しでも高いところに行かせてからに限る。まだ始まったばかり。
Yeah.
まだまだな。この勝負は淡き勝利に今は酔え。
Okay, Battler, you got this one victory for now. Enjoy it while you can. That section. Yo, that section was... Oh, is it not done yet? Partially speaking, the early part of the game ended with her being a sore loser. Even so, I couldn't relax my guard at all. That tension didn't fade one bit until I was greeted by the sound of Renov's applaud. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, things looking good your way so far.
この駒が俺の手でもぎ取ったものなのか、取るよう誘導されたものかはまだわからねえな。
If it was intentional, huh?
俺が罠にはまり始めてるのを知ってて、白々しく拍手をしてるんだろ。
Who really knows what Ushiromiya, man?
まさか。序盤とはいえ、お嬢様より一本を奪った手腕を純粋に祝福いたしております。何しろお嬢様はすぐ増長するお方。たまにはこのような刺激も良い薬かと思いますよ。
He's like, yo, she can put her in her place once in a while.
ほんと口悪いな。
No doubt.
であろう
She likes that?
でもカチンとくるぞ
Oh. What's this casual conversation all of a sudden? Like.
大変に失礼いたしました。さあさあ、お嬢様にバトラ様、紅茶のおかわりはいかがですかな。まだゲームは始まったばかりでございます。ゲームを彩るお茶とお菓子はどうかこのどうぞお気兼ねなくゲームをおすすめになってください。
そうさせてもらう。先を進めるぜ。これからが本番だ。
よかろう。時計を進めようではないか。どの上紅茶を頼む。
かしこまりました。クッキーは
Now these cookies.
いらぬ。ベルゼブブにあれば喜ぼう。
Give it to her to keep her happy. Remain silent for now. While listening to the sound of the demon butler pouring tea, the witch closed her eyes slightly and fell asleep. For some time, she was deeply lost in thought, but eventually a rougeous glint came to her eyes.
よかろう。わらわがどうして初手にて赤で語るのを拒否したのか。今より分からせてやる。
Please do if you want to tell us now.
上等じゃねえかよ。お手並み拝見と行くぜ。
やはり見逃すには惜しい大駒よ。拙速かもしれぬが動かせてもらおう。赤は使わぬ。今よりそれ
Rosa will explain on my behalf. Oh boy. Rosa.
聞くがよい。
Okay, Rosa's going to explain something on her behalf. Interesting. And we'll continue that next time. I'm tired, man.
もちろん私も同意よ。
Ava, be quiet. Yo, but this was a nice section. A lot of information thrown at us. Long conversations, but really nice. That's really all I have to say. I'm tired. If y'all can't tell. Jeez. Interesting there. It's nice seeing Balor get his little one-up on Beatrice right there. But other than that, pretty nice. Snazzy. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for this stream of Umineko. Next stream will be this Friday. Yeah, because I'm busy Thursday. So yeah, next stream will be on Friday. And yeah, will I be streaming tomorrow? Will I do a stream on Wednesday stream? Maybe not. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, thank you for tuning in for the stream. All the other stuff. That's all I have to say. I'm really tired. Yo, yeah, this was nice. They had a lot of good informational stuff right there. I really enjoyed the ending part of Battler, mainly. That whole conversation with the siblings and stuff was, that part dragged on a little bit for me. But I followed the whole conversation. I think it was really interesting going through the speculations and stuff. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, check out other videos on the channel. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah. Peace.